Object. You've already made a decision.
Just a moment. Yes, Mr. Norton, what did you wish to say?
I want my son, Judge. I want to take care of him myself. They have no right to take him away from me.
This man walked out of the hospital the night his wife died. No one has even seen him until now.
What he says is true. It was the shock of losing my wife. The world collapsed. I'm willing to take my responsibility now.
Your responsibility? The way you took care of my daughter?
He's my son. He should be with his father. I can take care of him. I swear I can. I've got money. I sold 2 pictures. I can sell more. I can give him everything he needs.
I'm sorry, young man. I'm awarding the custody of the child to the Harrington. However, if in the future you can prove to the satisfaction of the court that you were able to provide a home and have become a responsible member of the community, I will consider reviewing the case.
But, Your Honor...
Jeff, come. I'll walk home with you, Jeff.
Never mind. He's my son. I want him.
This isn't the end, Jeff. We'll get a lawyer. Fight them.
Fight Harrington and his millions? Like a bow and arrow fighting a machine gun. Thanks for everything, Ben. Bye.
6 years of running away.
Jeff and Billy belong together. It isn't right. You've got to do something for them.
I don't know, it's almost a hobo's life compared to what the Harringtons can do for the boy. When the father was picked up, he had $1.42 in his pocket. How did they manage to live?
I sold his paintings for him. He'd send them to me from wherever he was, under different names.
Different names?
Johnson, Harper, Billings, Edwards. Never Jeff Norton. He was afraid to be traced.
You're an art critic, Mr. Foreman. Can he really paint?
He's a fine painter. Give him the chance to settle down, and Jeff will make a great name for himself.
I'll see what I can do, Mr. Foreman. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
But what is there to discuss? This man is guilty of child stealing.
Stealing his own son.
I signed that complaint 6 years ago, Mr. Matthews, and it still goes.
Say good night, Billy.
Billy, how's my big boy? Do you have any fun today?
I want to go to the beach and get some shells.
Well, maybe we'll go tomorrow, eh?
When will I see my daddy?
It's time for your bath, Billy. I'll see you before you go to bed. Tell Miss Florence to call me.
See here, he still feels a little strange.
He misses his father, Mr. Harrington.
He misses him because he never knew anybody else.
We're doing what's best for Billy. He'll thank us for it when he's old enough to understand.
Jeff Norton wants to give him a home, too.
What kind of a home? A trailer, a tramp's existence. The only thing that Jeff Norton's any good for.
I understand he's pretty talented.
I know art, Mr. Matthews. I've studied it all my life. These are artists. Talent.
Picasso or Walt, successful painters. But success can't always be measured by the amount of money that we have in the bank, can it?
Of course not. A man is judged by his accomplishments, by his ability.
Do you know these painters, personally, I mean?
Well, no.
How about this one, Stanley Harper? Or this one, Clarence Johnson?
Well, it's funny you should pick on those two. Those are unknowns. We pride ourselves on having discovered Harper and Johnson.
I know him.
Him? But they're different painters.
No, Mrs. Harrington. They're one and the same man.
Well, I often thought the technique was the same, but why the different signatures?
It's a long story. He's a fine painter, isn't he?
Yes, very fine. I'd like some more of his work. Where could I reach him?
Well, he's downtown. He's available. As a matter of fact, he just arrived in a trailer. He has a son named Billy. His real name is Jeff Norton.
Are you sure? Are you positive that Jeff Norton painted these?
Positive. Your son-in-law could be a great painter if given the opportunity. You could give him that opportunity.
Just a minute, Mr. Matthews. I think we should discuss this further. Don't you?
The Harringtons dropped their complaint against Jeff Norton, and he was released that day. He's a famous painter now, but summers, when school is out, they have time to take that trailer for a little trip. Mr. Harrington and Billy hunt seashells together now. The case you have just seen was brought to a fair and just conclusion through the efforts of a public defender. Public Defender Gordon L. Patton of Tulsa County, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and his staff for outstanding achievement in the cause of justice.